Hey Meeks and Kristen, so I am trying to record a YouTube video directly from my webcam right now. We'll see if this actually works, because this is the first time. This is the first time I've gotten it to work, so, I mean in general. So it's still not working entirely, because you are not watching this video yet, but hopefully you will be. Anyway, I'm sorry again that this video is like 24 hours-ish late. Yesterday I had kind of a crazy day. So I work every day from 8:30 until 4:30 or 5-ish, but I've actually been working an hour extra every day because on Friday I started throwing up about halfway through the workday. So I had to go home and I've been trying to get those work hours back. So yeah, it's kind of been a crazy week. As far as weight loss is concerned, it's been really hard, I'll be honest. I know I've kind of said that in the last couple of videos, so it's not really new and it's not necessarily exciting, but this week what was really frustrating for me was that on Friday and Saturday, I was throwing up, diarrhea, sorry if that's TMI, everything, and I was on my period, and so I was just feeling generally crappy. So I wasn't eating a ton of food, and I was actually losing calories because I was throwing up. Then, once I started feeling better, actually on Saturday, later in the day, I walked like 7 miles, and then on Sunday I walked like 3 or 4 miles. And so that was pretty good for me because I haven't been super on top of exercising. So that was a lot of physical activity. And on top of that, I know on Saturday, like it wasn't intentional or anything like that, but when I looked at what I'd written down for what I'd eaten, it was like 800 calories. And so when I stepped on the scale on Monday morning, I was really, really surprised and really upset. In fact, some choice words came to mind when I saw the numbers on the scale. And I can't say something about the scale because I've been using my same scale pretty consistently for about a month now. So it's not some sort of technical difficulty, you know what I mean? So that was super frustrating for me because I was like, there's no way that I could have gained weight. And another thing that's been kind of hard is my desk job. I know both of you work desk jobs, so maybe you can give me some insight. Um, but when I got off work today, for example, I had only traveled about 700 steps. And I was like, holy crap. And so even though I did like a pretty good workout today at the gym, because I get a gym membership as one of my work benefits, I still am considered sedentary because unless you walk more than 7,000 steps in one day, you're considered sedentary. So it's a little bit of a bummer for me because even though I work out now and I've been trying to be a lot more consistent, it's still hard to burn a lot of calories when a huge chunk of your day is spent at work. And honestly, I think that both of you would agree with me when you get done with the workday you don't want to spend the rest of your day working out. Like, yeah, of course, it's important to work out, and we all want to lose weight. I mean, that's why we're here, right? But for me, like, it's about a half-hour drive to where I work. So I wake up in the morning at about 7, and that gives me an hour to get ready, to eat breakfast, everything. You know, shower. I shower every single day because my hair's really greasy or whatever. And then I have to drive half an hour to get to work, and then I have to drive half an hour to get home. And I get home, you know, either 5 at the absolute earliest, but a lot of times more like 6, 6:30, whatever. And then if I work out and I work out for half an hour, we're already looking at, 7 or 8, and I haven't eaten dinner or anything, and then like I want to kind of unwind a little bit for the day or like see people. And if I don't get to bed by like 10:30ish, 11ish, like I'm sunk for the next day because it takes me a long time to fall asleep and I have a really hard time at work sitting around if I'm tired. You know what I mean? Like if you're sitting in a chair, like it's kind of hard to be like, woo, super functional. So I think that's been my main problem with weight loss this week. Specifically, desk job equals sedentary and not losing weight when I feel like I should. So there's that. I did, however, good news. I found a Groupon for a program that delivers a high protein, low carb diet straight to your door. So I'm pretty excited about that because it's hard enough as it is for me to lose weight, and I don't have a lot of extra time to make something to eat when I'm working full time. And I'd rather spend that time exercising, like I just explained, because I'm so limited on time. So I think this program will be really good for me. I'm not going to start it until 2 weeks from now, even though I got the Groupon and I'm going to buy it today, because I need to clean out my freezer. So my freezer is still very stocked with lean cuisine. And lean cuisine, I would say on the whole, it's hard for me to really make a decision whether or not it's useful and it works because I've had a hard time sticking to it. I'm not exactly sure why I've had a hard time sticking to it, but I have. And one thing that I like about it, though, that I will say, is it's super nice that you can get foods that are in reasonable portions that you actually would like to eat. So, for example, I really like that they have pepperoni pizza because I love pepperoni pizza, and I can only go so long without eating pepperoni pizza. So it's nice having a calorie-controlled portion that's pretty immediately available to you. And they also have things like sesame chicken. So like if you have friends who are going out for Asian food and you're bummed because you want to have Asian food too, but you're trying to lose weight, it's a good option. So I will say the idea is really great and maybe it will work for me in the future, but just for this round it hasn't worked really well. And like I said, that could have a lot to do with the fact that I'm just not moving around enough at work. I need to be moving around more. Um, but I'm doing the best that I can. Right? So anyway, um, yeah, so that's kind of the update on weight loss for me. As far as both of your videos, they were super awesome, and Kristen, congratulations on your weight loss. That's great. Um, I'm really inspired by both of you. I've tried to do what Meeks did a couple of videos back, where you talked about just writing down everything that you eat. I kind of turn into a monster when it comes to counting calories, so I know it's important for me to eat the right amount of calories to balance, how much I expend and how much I take in. But if I know those numbers and I can add them up and I can, touch them, whatever, they're more tangible to me, I start having control issues with them. So I try to avoid that the best that I can. So yeah, I think it's a good idea to just be aware of everything that I'm putting in my body, especially these next 2 weeks where I kind of have to worry about it, because after that I'm not going to worry about it so much since this program is calorie controlled by default. So that's a nice bonus for me, not to have to think about, okay, this X amount of calories is going into my body, and then I kind of psych myself out because I realize, oh, I've only had, so many calories, now I feel super like hungry or whatever because it's a mental game because I'm like, well, I only have this much calories. Or then sometimes I justify eating like really bad stuff because I'm like, well, I have this many calories. And I think that it's important to eventually get to the point where you're eating the right amount of calories, you're exercising, but you're also eating healthy foods and you have balance in your diet. So while you're eating healthy foods that you like the majority of the time, you also have time to eat, you know, foods that you really, really like that might not have the same sort of nutritional content as, say, broccoli. Ew. I'm trying to like broccoli more though, because it's really good for you and it helps you not get cancer, which is important. So anyway, yeah. So Kristen Falls, this has nothing to do with weight loss, but one of these days you and I need to chat and just catch up. Like I just kind of want to talk to you at length for a while because I've been in Bakersfield a couple times, but we haven't been able to catch up. And Meeks, you and I should do the same. I know it's a little bit harder because we're in different time zones. Well, I'm in different time zones with Kristen too, I guess. And yeah, I know you're both busy people, and this has been awesome. I feel like this has been made a huge difference in my life already, even though it's kind of a small thing. But yeah, so anyway, that's my update for this week. I'm sorry that I didn't do more specifics, and I'm sorry that it's already 10 minutes long, but I just tried to hash this thing out real quick because I gotta hop into the shower and get into bed almost right now, which is kind of annoying, but obviously I know for myself if I don't get enough sleep that it's really hard for me to function the next day at work. So anyway, I love you both, beautiful hot girls from Hogwarts, and we'll talk again soon. Alright? Have a good week.